10%. This shit was just at 19. I started recording 10%. And then if I don't have these headphones in, all you will be hearing is motherfucking, like if I got the wind blowing. That's just how garbage the iPhone is. I mean, Team Galaxy all day. But like, there's no other Android phone out there better than the Galaxy. Alright, now that's out the way. I want to tell y'all my origin story of why I'm a Patriots and Chargers fan. And why I've fallen in love more with the Chargers over these last more previous since the Patriots already winning and they already had been established. When I started liking the Chargers, Patriots already just won their third. They just beat the Eagles in that Super Bowl. Slow your roll, motherfucker. Alright, so me being born here in Buffalo, I wasn't raised to like no Bills fan. I ain't become liking them. By the time I really realized, Bruce Smith was the only person I knew as a kid. Emmett Smith. The Cowboys I knew more than anybody. They started out with the Cowboys, and I would sit here and say this because I'm such a old school person at a young age. I'm only 28. That movie Little Giants, when they was sitting there and John Madden came off that bus, I seen Bruce Smith. I only knew Bruce Smith and Emmett Smith at the times. Well, because of that movie, I knew who Emmett Smith was and didn't see Bruce Smith. By the time I knew who Bruce Smith was, what team he was on, was like late 90s when he was on the Bills. But they sucked. If y'all know football, y'all know the Bills sucked and this and that, but it ain't about them. So why would I love a hometown team like that? You got no father in the house telling you about sports. You got to learn yourself. Let me turn this fucking... I'll leave from the white area to come back to my place and all these, it's not raining. But anyways, so it started out with that. So you could say Cowboys, I was liking because of Emmitt Smith. And then for some reason, the Jaguars, I actually did like them late, like 2000s. Fred Taylor and Mark Brunell was like the only two I knew on there. And I'm right-handed, but I throw with my left. I forgot what they call that shit. Like, when I play basketball or football, I actually shoot with my left hand, but I'm right-handed. And when you can do that shit with the left hand, it throws a lot of right-handed people off and shit. So I'll be seeing that. So Mark Brunell was actually is like my favorite quarterback of lefties, but really, I do like Mark Brunell shit. This is as a kid. So Jaguars, I like them. Oh my God. So Jaguars, I actually like them just because of Fred Taylor and Mark Brunell. Not that I'm hopping on the bandwagon today. All right. So from seeing Emmitt Smith, I knew the running back position out of everything. And I became like a person who liked all the running backs. Now, at my time of growing up in the era, it was all, you fucking asshole. It was all running backs. I'm talking about Marshall Faulk, Edgerrin James, Deuce Staley, Fred Taylor. My man, Eddie George was like my favorite running back once the 2000s emerged. He was like my favorite running back up until he retired. Still is my number one favorite running back. And then after like he retired, that's when I picked up LT. Looking at the Chargers, him and Gates had got attention in my mind. But before I even talk about them, let's talk about why I became the Patriots fan. So as y'all know, it was the Rams and the Titans when they went to the Super Bowl. Was that 1999 season to 2000? They went to the Super Bowl, and if we all know, they did beat the Bills. And boy, did I get yelled at for fucking laughing at that in the household. My mom boyfriend was tight, like, get the fuck out of here. That nigga was tight. But, nonetheless, they lost by the 1 yard. I think it was Kevin Dyson. He ended up catching it, but there was a yard short. There was no time. I was mad because I'm like, damn, Eddie George. But by the time I started liking him, and at that time, it was like no bandwagon. As kids, you just like the excitement of how the game is. for me, it was running back. So I liked every running back. The team that had a nice running back, I was a fan of Marshall Faulk, like I said, Edwin James, Ricky Williams, Brian Westbrook, Warwick Dunn, even the dude, I forgot his first name, but his last name was Carter. He used to play for the Vikings at the time. Like, these are just people I remember. I paid attention as a kid. I'm like, yeah, you looked for every time. I don't care what team it was. Priest Holmes, no matter what team it was on, I always looked at the running backs and just liked everybody. Before getting older, you realize you got to have one team or some shit like that. And not even necessarily one team. You just, I don't know, you get older, you realize shit more. Alright, so the Titans lost to the Rams. I didn't like that. The Titans made the Super Bowl the next year, and the Patriots came in. So I'm like, man, fuck the Rams. They beat my team last year. I'm rolling with the Pats. The Patriots win. I'm like, yeah, going to school the next day. Motherfuckers was mad. Kids was mad. I'm like, Patriots, baby, they fucking won that shit. I wasn't a fan right at that time. This was, 2011. So I was like 11 years old. My birthday go by the year numbers and shit. So as we enter in 2019, be 29 next month. But anyway, so it's like the Patriots did that. Boom. They didn't make it in the next year because it was Oakland and Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. And then Oakland get the biggest ass whooping ever. And I remember at the time in school when that happened, I could never concentrate because I always get picked on or bullied and shit and this and that. So when it came to the test or something like that, I would be like the dumbest motherfucker. You would think I was special ed. I actually scored a 0 on my test. I don't know how the fuck I did. I was just not one of the brightest students, but you can't go to school paying attention when you're worried about everybody motherfuckers throwing spitballs and shit. We throw them at each other, but you on the top of the row and everybody behind you throwing shit and all that, which was fun in school. If you think about it now, this shit was funny, but now motherfuckers do that to you, ready to snap on their ass. So got a 0. So going to school, I'm trying to fit in the crowd and shit. I'm trying to be a cool nigga, and that's the thing that fucks us up. But I'll save that story for another day. Them motherfuckers is like, no, hold on, you can't talk. How do you answer every question and get them all wrong? Oh, I'm like, where's all shit kicked out? I'm telling you, shit was worse. I'll save that story for another day. But anyways, so that was Tampa Bay. So then the next year, 2003 going into 04, was Patriots versus the Panthers. When the Patriots beat the Panthers, so I like the Panthers too though, and I forgot they running back. I think they running back was David, and he was trucking boys crazy. Oh, somebody else y'all probably won't remember. Y'all forgot. My man Ron Dane. He used to play for the Giants. Was Ricky Waters still playing with the Seattle Seahawks around late 90s, early 2000s? I'm just remembering all the running backs because I was just a fan of all the running backs and shit. At least every team had a dope running back back then. So where was I? Oh yeah. So it was versus the Patriots and Panthers. Patriots won, go to school, people was mad. And I'm realizing, now at this time, me being in Buffalo, I'm not realizing, I'm still sitting here trying to understand the divisions, the numbers behind it, and shit like that. So it's breaking it down to AFC East. So I sit there and see the Patriots, Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and now you know how it is, AFC North, South, East, and shit. I'm sitting here just studying, like, why is it like that? Not knowing that rivals and shit is this and that. Like, you're not supposed to like the rival. So for me being in Buffalo, New England's supposed to be the rival, Jets the rival, and Dolphins is the rival. But now, getting older and shit, passing, New York State itself, rival is Boston. Like, they just don't like Boston and shit. And I'm like, you know what, the Patriots, I'm like, yo, Patriots my team. Not only did they beat the Rams, because I'm still mad that the Eddie George didn't get his ring. And then that year when he got traded to the Cowboys, that's when the Patriots went to the Super Bowl to face the Panthers and then the Eagles. But yeah, it was so when they beat the Panthers and shit. When Tom Brady came back, drove the ball down the field and got Vinatieri in the field goal range, and he kicked that shit, which was probably like twice. I think the first time it happened. I was like, yeah, Patriots is my team. Boom. So really, when they beat the Rams, I like the Patriots. They ain't become my team till they beat the Panthers. And then the next year they go to face the Eagles. That's when they won 8-3. But in the process of that, I was looking at the Chargers and Jets game. And that's just when I was like, what, playing Madden 03 still. Then I got Madden 04. Then my mom's boyfriend got us Madden 05 for the GameCube. And like them, like right there in December. So I only played Madden 04 for a little bit and shit. They ain't even think about the Chargers on there. Madden 05, them Chargers was on there. I was liking them jerseys, them powder blue jerseys. Gates and LT more. Because I'm like, they showing this number 21. And I'm seeing the elusiveness, the jukes and shit. Boom, boom. For me, the Chargers, now around 2000, I think Ryan Leaf was their quarterback. The only person I knew on that team was Junior Seau. And to tell you the truth, it was this kid back in my grammar school days, like between 3rd grade, 4th, 5th, and 6th. This dude would come to school every day with a different jersey. I don't know if his parents was rich like that, but he came into school with damn near every jersey, different jerseys. So I used to crack jokes at him. He used to be annoyed. He ain't really, another one of those who ain't really fuck with me and shit. But I'm like, see you. I'm like, yo, Pat, see you. See you. That's what that shit is. I'm like, I see you. He's like, I remember him coming in with Brett Favre's jersey, and I'm like, who the fuck is Brett Favre? Didn't know who he was till he came out with that doo-doo ass quarterback club game. And when I played that shit, I was mad as fuck. I'm like, this shit trash. I played Madden previous up. I ain't played that quarterback club till like 2003, 2002, just to see it on the 64. So I'm like, damn, I always wanted to play this, but I'm just thinking it's a regular game day, Madden NFL type shit. Nah, that shit was just, yeah, I ain't get the concept of it, but it was trash. Alright. So, he was coming into school wearing all them jerseys. Cool, so I knew a few. So that's what made me extend to other teams of looking at to see who that is. Alright. So I only knew Junior Seau and Ryan Leaf, but I knew the Chargers to be trash because they wasn't relevant at the time or high up and shit. They were, every time I would look at records and shit, they would be trash and shit right there. This is as a kid. So this is part of when I'm like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I ain't pay attention to them 2000. I just knew they was just not that team. But that 04 wildcard game against the Jets where they missed 2 field goals. Thanks a lot, Nate Keating. But it was, I like the running back position. But LT and Antonio Gates had grasped me. Then I seen Drew Brees with something up. So started doing more research and shit up. So by this, 05, 06, I'm like, you know what? And I'm a type of person who do not like to ride the same wave as everybody. I do not like listening to the same music everybody. I cannot be in a club. I cannot be in somebody's backyard. I can't be nowhere where motherfuckers is blasting their own music. Now, if I got no choice but to sit there and deal with it, then I'm going to deal with it. Alright, but it bothers me. I always used to be that person in the back. But that's more so how school and bullies and shit make you feel. You just don't want to be part of nobody and shit. Cool. So I took that with just everything. I don't like being riding on the same wave as everybody. At that time, nobody in this city, nobody I knew anywhere, but primarily in this city, was a Chargers fan and nothing. It's just Bills fans here. Cool. Man, from 05 up until LT got traded to the Jets, when I sit here and tell you, like, the Patriots, my love for the Patriots come from beating the Rams because I was an Eddie George guy. And running backs on offense, running backs. And Randy Moss is my favorite receiver. So you got Eddie George, my favorite running back. Mark Brunell is my quarterback. and wide receiver Randy Moss is my favorite. All right, and Marvin Harrison. Them was like my two. You know what? It goes Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, and I probably maybe Keyshawn Johnson or Chris Carter is in right there. But I liked all of them. Either way, that would be like 6 receivers right then and there. Now, all time right now, all of them is not like in my top five. Randy Moss is in my top 5, but see, thinking about it now, Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt was one of the best route running receivers you could ever like man. I'm sure. Did they even get Hall of Fame? Torrey Holt should be in the Hall of Fame. Isaac Bruce, I gotta look at them numbers. Now that I'm old as fuck now, I gotta look at them numbers. They should be in the Hall of Fame. They got a ring. Marshall Faulk is in there, but he got his own type of separate stats. Kurt Warner's, yeah, them two, I gotta check. Them two better be in the fucking Hall of Fame. But you know, Marvin Harrison, he's in there. But that, you know what I'm saying? That goes to show you my era of football and the fundamentals and shit. So cool. So I love the Patriots because they beat the Rams because I'm an Eddie George guy. My love for the Chargers is higher than the Patriots because I actually, as I'm going like, my freshman year was 04-05. So that was the year, like late in the year going into 05. I like the Chargers, but I don't like riding the same team as everybody. So my love for the Chargers is higher and greater than the Patriots at the time because Patriots just won their 3rd Super Bowl ring. And so when they got to the first meeting, I'm like, they like kids and shoot like, what do you do? Who you pick when both of your teams got to face each other? I'm like, I don't know. Whoever wins. But I thought about it as I'm getting older through the teenager years. I'm like, the Patriots got 3 rings already. Before they won their 4th one against Seattle. I'm like, they already got 3 rings. So I'm like, if anything, the Chargers need to get this. Hold on. These iPhones, if I move this shit just a little bit, this shit be all staticky like if the fucking wind is blowing. Can't wait to get my Galaxy. But then again, this phone and been in water and shit, so that's another thing that's fucked up. We got that ain't nobody. So where was I at? Oh yeah, so my love for the Chargers is higher and greater than the Patriots. Now Tom Brady, he's my guy, and I was mad about the Jimmy situation and shit, but I had to think about it. I was mad at Bill Belichick for letting Richard Seymour go back then. I was mad for him letting Ty Law go. I was mad for him letting mad people go. Jamie Collins, Chandler Jones, everything that's happening now recently. But I'm like, wait, Bill Belichick, as they started, you know, the media, Bill Belichick is a genius in this and that. And I like to troll the fans here because the Bill from 03, put it this way, what made me like and love the Patriots more was that they come here to Buffalo or wherever and they always fucking beat the Bills. And that one year in 2003, they came here to Buffalo. Buffalo beat them 31-0. And when they took them back to New England and beat them 31-0, that's when I'm like, yeah, Patriots, baby. So my love for the Patriots came from them beating a team that beat my guy. And then realizing the rivalry shit here. And that was cool. But the Chargers, I actually love the fucking friend. I even took I gotta take the time out to more study the AFL team. But so far from back in the day, I just know Dan Fouts and Kellen Winslow and shit. Them powder blues, baby. Powder blues. And red is my favorite color. I ain't never loved no type of blue color like them powder fucking blues. Oh my God. But seeing LT remind me of fucking Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton with his elusiveness. He wasn't really much of a trucker and shit like Eddie George, but LT was like that guy. And then you know what? Throughout the years, we set records. He set records, which still to this day is not even. Now, who was the closest one? I think Ezekiel Elliott, and it was somebody else who was close of almost getting that. But my man LT got like 30. What was that? 31, 32 touchdowns. Somebody keep telling it's 28. But I could have sworn I think somebody told me the last 2 passes he caught, they was like screen passes basically, so they didn't count them. But I could have sworn he had 32 total touchdowns, 31 or 32 total touchdowns. Which ain't the way how football is today. These running backs ain't even about to sniff that. I gotta see who got the most yards and touchdowns season so far. I want to say LT had it, but I'm pretty sure somebody broke his single season yards of the year. I gotta see that. I think my man LT is in top 5 too for most rushing yards or rushing touchdowns. Either way, we had 13 fucking Pro Bowlers on one team, and I don't think there's any other team that had 13 Pro Bowlers on one team, offensive and defense side. And that's when Sean remember we had him lights out. But I used to. Now see, this is the funny part too. Going into high school, I had like two or three, but 2 diehard Pittsburgh fans. One of them, my boy Norman, had the long hair already. He was already light skinned, so he was already known as Troy Polamayo to school and shit. And he had the jerseys. And my other man, Chris, they was Pittsburgh fans. And at that time, now, was that 04 going into 05? Shit, show y'all how much I remember this shit. You had Kansas City. No. That was 2003 and 4. That's when Dallas started off 7-0. Kansas City started off 7-0. And there's a few teams that started off 7-0, but ultimately choked in the playoffs. I think that was 03-04 season when there was like a few teams started off 7-0. But 04-05 was the year when Pittsburgh Steelers just got Ben Roethlisberger. Now, and I mean, that shit they did in the Super Bowl, because I betted money, and that's what made me ultimately hate them. But they beat the Patriots that one year, and then they had to go, I think we had to face them, or they had to come to our house. Either way, we whooped their ass, and all I seen was Heinz Ward crying, and just the rest of them. They couldn't do shit. But I remember them talking, like Joey Porter used to talk all that shit and this and that. And then, so from the Seahawks Super Bowl when Pittsburgh beat them the one time, I'm like, dude, that wasn't no fucking that wasn't no touchdown. And then they knee Carson Palmer to the fucking knee on the first play. That's another one. My man Corey Dillon is definitely in my top. It's hard, man. He's in my top 10 though. I gotta reevaluate and see like where the fuck. Damn. I gotta reevaluate to see where the fuck my running back stands is in my top 5 in that. But so it's mad teams for me as a kid growing up that I like. My like horizon was expanded. I just didn't have one team. But I knew mad running backs, and I always respected their teams and shit because of the running backs. So Cincinnati, not like they my team. Like today, all them teams I used to like, they not like my team, but I have found respect from the history and this and that. Sean Alexander, another one of my guy. So when I got love for Seattle, it's from Matt Hasselbeck, Sean Alexander days and shit. I'm mad they lost to that game. I'm mad they lost to the Packers with that interception to Al Harris, the dude with the dreadlocks, and he ran that shit back, and then ultimately they fucking lost in the next game. But my shit goes back to them. Now, Cowboys was up there because of Emmitt Smith up until I realized, not knowing who I know now, Skip Bayless, when they had that cold pizza show, First and 15, whatever. I used to be like, why the fuck they talk about the Cowboys all day? But once again, another story. I'm just here to talk about the origins of why I'm a Patriots and Chargers fan. For y'all, so I sit here and say, you got 2 teams and this and that. I ain't gonna ditch one team. You know what I'm saying? They both. But I love the Chargers more. I love the franchise and them more than it. Basically, I don't like Patriot fans. I don't like other Patriots fans. I don't even like the Patriots Nation besides the Snow Bunnies. Nah, I'm going to have to cut the deck right there. I like the Snow Bunny Patriot fans, but all together Patriot Nation and shit, it just don't. They just, the fuck. I forgot what the fuck they did. They used to piss me off, and it's like, dude, why don't y'all fucking be real? Once motherfuckers used to come to me and be like, why don't you be real and be unbiased and shit and be fair and shit. And that's when I became like that, and then sit there and hear them, oh, we got this and that. The Patriot Nation just get on my nerve for some reason. the Chargers Nation, I love y'all, and I ain't even been to San Diego. I still call them San Diego to this day. That's the team I fell in love with. Now these LA Chargers, same shit, but we from the time I picked up from '04, '05 till today, the Chargers, I would say, has have to have, like, how can I say this? They've had so many talented receivers. They a team together. They'd have like the most talent on teams, but we just will either fucking lose to fucking Pittsburgh. Oh yeah, that to go back to Pittsburgh, because in school, when my Chargers had to face the Pittsburgh, and you know the Pittsburgh Steelers, their run team, their run defensive team, and they run the ball first and then pass. And I'm telling you, now this is where I be fair and be unbiased at and give Pittsburgh Steelers the credit where credit is due. Like, they always have running backs. From Jerome Bettis, another one. They always have, from when I knew them, they always had running backs. Even from Cordell Stewart playing with them and shit, they always had running backs. Jerome Bettis. Then from Jerome Bettis, he went to Fast Willie Parker. From Fast Willie Parker, they had Deuce Staley there, but he wasn't the same Deuce Staley from the Eagles. So you got them. And even my man Plexio Burris was on the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew them a little bit like that. But they always find a way to get running backs, and that's one thing about it. Even the one dude that was their running back, but he fucking, depression or some shit got to him, and he just fucking dipped out. No, they traded him, and he just dipped out. But they always had running backs and shit. But in school, they would destroy me. They would say, "Hey, Doodoo Chargers fan." Doodoo Chargers fan, how you going? You like that game last night? We stopped all that shit. They used to stop that shit. I won't say they shut LT down, but they used to stop our shit. We just can never fucking beat Pittsburgh. And then when it came to the playoffs, it would either be Pittsburgh we lose to or fucking Patriots. When it comes to the Chargers and Patriots, I picked the Chargers over the Patriots for the fact Patriots already got their Super Bowl wins. It's our time now. But when we was 14-2, and they came to our house, and I don't know if it was Marty Schottenheimer still there or Nerve Turner. No, Nerve Turner wasn't there, because ain't no fucking way he'd make us go 14-2. Marty Schottenheimer was there, and we ain't decided to run the ball all fucking day. Decided to pass it and play Patriots game, and they beat us. And I forgot who the fuck standing in the field. That's when LT was mad as fuck. Motherfucker went in the middle of our field like T.O. type shit and fucking disrespected us type shit. That shit had me mad. I've never said fuck the Patriots in my life until that time. I said, man, these motherfuckers. They were like, but that's your team. I'm like, yeah, but when it comes to these two, man, what the fuck? So when it comes to the Chargers and Patriots, I picked the Chargers over. And Chargers ain't been beating their ass really since that year. We did beat them in the regular middle of the season. We continue to bust the Giants bitch ass. I fucking can't stand the Giants. You know. So yeah, Patriots and Pittsburgh was like our two nemesis. And then I decided in 2009 to bet $100 we beat the Jets. I think this was a wild card game too. I bet $100 on my cousin. And what happened? You got Vincent Jackson. He fumbled on the ball. I think this was LT last year. We still had Quentin Jammer. Sean Merriman, I think he was off because he was just steroid up and was useless. And who's the dude that Antonio Cromartie, they traded him because they said he gave up. After that year we lost to the Jets, that's when it was Nerve Turner was there. Who was our GM? Was it Alex Smith? AJ Smith. I think it was AJ Smith. This motherfucker traded everybody. LT was gone. I was like, hell no. Hell no. Then he was like, Ryan Matthews is coming in. He was somewhere like that. I'm like, all right. But he always get fucking injured. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't do really shit. But he was good whenever he did. But he went LT. Vincent Jackson, they let him go. They let Antonio Cromartie go. He fucking broke us apart, man. We still had other players on the team and shit, though. Don't get me wrong. But Chargers, what I know for the Chargers is that they always had tall ass receivers. Malcolm Floyd was our tall receiver. He used to Moss boys all day. Oh, I got a notification. Buccaneers firing Mike Smith. Oh, defensive coordinator Mike Smith. Sounds familiar. But we always had tall ass Randy Moss like receivers. Malcolm Floyd, he caught the pass, but he fucking tilted his head down and he got his shit smacked and he ain't been back. Well, that was years ago. That was like 5 years ago. But looking at the Chargers today, 2018 going into 19, when I sit here and look at our four set, I was happy as fuck we got Travis Benjamin. I'm like, that motherfucker was in Cleveland Browns, fast as fuck, and I'm like, he happened to come to us. Just like when we had Eddie Royal. I'm looking at these guys as slot, like third string receiver slots that give us our top two big receivers good. Nice pickup on Keenan Allen and shit and this and that. So basically the receivers, I didn't pay attention. Last year football was just boring for me. I didn't pay attention to shit to the point where I didn't even pay attention to off season or nothing. So when I sit here and look at him now, like looking at this roster, because I'm trying to update my memory, because football, for the last 3 years, I've just not been in love with it no more. It's just been annoying. It ain't got nothing to do with no protesting shit. It ain't got nothing to do about nothing else. It's just the rule changes and this and that. And I'm like, this shit ain't. When I seen that one video on the internet of the Seattle and fucking 49ers game and how the refs was just on some bullshit, not calling holding plays when Aldon Smith was clearly getting hold. But that's when I realized, oh, this shit is just it's all lottery shit. They choose who they want to win and this and that. And if they can't stop the outcome, then it's too bad. I'm like, well, it looks like my team ain't gonna be going no fucking where unless people around the world is anticipated. It's just like the finals. Oh, if this team go, then nobody gonna want to watch. If the Raptors go, nobody want to watch the Raptors, and it's not surprising. Man, whoever goes there and shit would be good. It's tiring seeing the same motherfuckers get in there. I don't believe LeBron James is that good to go to all these fucking finals consecutive years. Why? Who in the East was good enough for box office? And that's when I started looking at that, and that's when I just looked at all this shit fake. It's all politics and all that shit in it, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just enjoy it for the regular season. If none of my teams make it to the finals or the Super Bowl, I'm not watching. They don't even think about trying to get me to fucking watch anything. I don't go to no Super Bowl parties. I like to stay to me, myself, and I. Alright, the last 2 times I went to watch the Patriots Super Bowl outside of my house, they fucking lost to the Giants. They lost last year, but that was some bullshit. But yeah, so that's my origins of why I'm a Patriots and Chargers fan. But while I ultimately love the Chargers more than the Patriots and shit, but them was just my 2 teams I stuck by, and I say that to this day. All right, so don't be sitting here as you just do it because you got bragging rights. I don't need no fucking. Only bragging rights I need is when, and I am a fan of Boston. I've never been to the city though. But as far as the Boston Bruins, so I need to educate myself more on hockey. But I know all the teams damn near in hockey and shit based off back in the days shits playing the video games and shit. The video games be helping a lot though. You know more shit. But I'm a golf fan, which I gotta make another video on EA with they shitty products they continue to push. Can I get a fucking golf game? What? Because I'm a nigga? You think I don't? I'm not waiting. I've been waiting for a fucking golf game since y'all came out with that fucking, what was that, Rory McIlroy shit, and y'all ain't got Pebble Beach on that motherfucker. Fuck you. I ain't buy that shit. I done seen that shit on sale for $5 so much, and I'm like, it's worth it to get it now. But motherfucker, give me it because I know if I get it, they gonna come out with a new golf game. So I didn't get it yet, but I think I'm about to. But Boston Bruins, Red Sox, and the Patriots is like all 3 from the city. By the time the Celtics got nice, it was already like 2007. But I ain't like the Celtics. It's me sitting there seeing their hardwood floor, seeing their floor game, how it was, and how much they was actually pathetic back in the 2000s. They was doo-doo as fuck until they got their big 3. I ain't go front. And now the history I know, they ain't been shit since Larry Bird left. Paul Pierce came there doing this thing, but they went shit till they all teamed up and they went, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to even pick the Celtics up today. I don't even. They ain't. Memphis and Portland is my basketball teams. Fuck everybody else. I don't care. T Mac still my favorite. Vince Carter, you there? MJ, Kobe, you know. But yeah. But I don't need no fucking bragging rights. I only need bragging rights when my team beat motherfuckers' teams. So alright. So when it comes to New York teams, sports. When it comes to sports teams, my bragging rights come on you motherfuckers when we whoop y'all ass all the time. Whether it's baseball, whether it's fucking hockey, whether it's fucking football. Alright? I like seeing my teams beat any New York team and I have bragging rights. Them are my bragging rights. So the Buffalo Bills, when you get smacked by my Chargers 2 years in a row, Nathan Peterman, just think about it. Nathan Peterman came in through 5 picks. He this second year throws it up so bad, and then they start Josh Allen. So just think about that, man. We bust them up, and not to mention what the Patriots already gonna do. All right, so that right there will make them go, well, you got two teams, so I don't even, man. Scrap all that. I'm not no. When it comes to sports, I am not no New York fan. I don't even care. My own boy called me a coon, sellout, and all that because when the Red Sox beat the Yankees last week, I didn't even watch baseball. So what I did, I was on Instagram with it. I stayed in my lane and ground. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just be happy and talk shit because it's the rivalry, but I'm not gonna overboard it and shit. As far as talking shit like I know, because that would be equivalent to like a bandwagon hopper or somebody who don't watch the games but talk shit. So I wasn't trying to be like that on this particular moment. So what I did was just fucking like, yeah, we beat y'all ass. I can't say nothing else. I don't even know if we still got Dustin Poirier, whatever the fuck. Dustin Pedora. I don't even know if we still got him. Tim Wakefield's gone. You see what I'm saying? I didn't. But hey, that's either here or there. So, Chargers, Patriots, Portland in basketball, Memphis Grizzlies, Boston Bruins, Red Sox. Oh yeah, and Detroit Red Wings. They're my 2 hockey teams. Detroit Red Wings, Boston Bruins. And baseball, Red Sox, and I always did like the Oakland A's because I don't know if it was Eric Chavez, which is he got my name, and I like that. So the A's would be like a second team. You always feel like you gotta have 2 teams anyways. It ain't for no backup. It's just more one team. I wasn't born in a city or raised up to be taught to like one team specifically. So my horizon has expanded, just like it has expanded. Because my teenage years growing up to now, I wasn't in no fucking black community. So my horizon has expanded with my local Spanish community and shit. You know what I'm saying? My horizon has expanded. So that's how it is. Basketball, Memphis, and Portland. Like the franchise and this and that. But you know what? I ought to do 2 videos. Another video for the basketball team. To get it straight here, because ain't no bandwagon when it comes to me in basketball. Fuck LeBron James and fuck all them high teams that's gonna get that cover. Because yeah, I'm gonna say that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Am I a bandwagon hopper for having 2 teams in football after hearing my nice preteen to adult story? You know, I'll let y'all in on a lot of secrets, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't really give a crap. I got a job.